Hey guys, GHAZZY TV here with another Path of Exile video, and today I will be showing you how to make currency. Now, there's a lot of videos out there on how to make currency, and I've personally focused a lot on profit crafting itself. However, I will be going through a couple of other strategies that is, generically applying to pretty much any player in the Path of Exile community. Obviously, I have both flipping and profit crafting videos linked in the descriptions below for your convenience. So, we've all heard about the let's just play the game, you'll make currency, or just play the game. And this is very true, and it's actually more true than you'd know if you just think about it. But with a little bit of a twist. Because no matter if you're playing the game for 1 hour or 10 hours a day, the more efficient you play the game, the more currency you'll be making. Now, running a map with a bad loot filter is a very good example of this, as you'll be overlooting bad loot or being forced to check whatever drops before you decide what to pick up, and therefore it is then resulting in you wasting your time. So fixing your loot filter is key to being mapping efficiently or playing the game efficiently as is. And the easiest way to solve this is, well, get a better loot filter. And where do you do that? Well, Neversink has provided us with in the entire community with an amazing tool called filterblade.xyz. Check out the website. In there you can just use the standardized filter that he's made, or you can tweak it to your own personal liking once you get more accustomed to the game. And then changing your filter as you progress to have a more strict filter as your character gets up in a higher level will help you decipher out these bad drops so that you know that whatever shows up on the filter, you will pick that item up. So there's a lot of efficient ways to get better by simply just having a better loot filter. So besides having a proper loot filter, though, you don't want to waste your time. Like I mentioned, you want to avoid everything that is wasting your time. And besides having trade items up for sale, you have to be a bit careful with trading. There's a few other ways to be efficient with this. If you put up items for sale that is going for like an alchemy ore, or say that you're having an item that sells for 1 chaos, if you have a lot of currency, you might not feel that it's worth it for you to leave a map to do a 1 chaos trade. So it's better in those cases to just vendor items that are priced at 1 alch or 1 chaos, rather than you going out of your map, your effective farming, to do a trade for an alchemy orb or just a chaos orb. Now granted, in the Heist League currently chaos orbs are really valuable, so that might actually be worth it, but an alch orb, I probably personally wouldn't do that myself, because that would inherently waste your time. Another way to avoid wasting time is obviously to have a dump tab, as it's so called. Basically, you run your map, and as soon as you've exited your map, you want to pop the next map already. And whilst the portals are being sorted, you're in your stash tab, going to your dump tab, and just shove everything into that tab. Don't check it, just throw everything in it. And then once that is done, the new map is already started, and you can just go into the portal and do the next map, which obviously requires you to pre-roll your maps. Make sure that you know what you're looking for, set up a bunch of maps you're gonna roll, have them in a separate tab or in your inventory. Do the map, dump the stuff, go in. Do the map, dump the stuff, go in. Once you're done playing the game that efficiently, you can take a 5-minute break to sort out the loot you've sorted, that you've gotten. What needs to be vendored, which things do you need to check the price for, which things should put up for sale, and then sort that out later. And then you do the same thing again, pre-roll some maps, and do the same thing again. You'll definitely notice a huge amount of increase in both loot, currency, experience, as well as map progression by doing this in this specific strategy. Laying out a strategy and a plan for what are you going to do with the hours you're going to spend in the game. Obviously, this is for the sake of making profit. If you just want to play the game to have fun, you might not find it enjoyable to force yourself to stress through maps, just push it out as quickly as possible to avoid wasting time and being efficient. Obviously, then you might get, or most likely getting, a lot less currency than what you could have. And this video is strictly designed to cater to the people who are looking for ways to make more currency. On the other hand, there are other ways to make currency. So as far as trading goes, there are multiple ways of approaching this market, and I'll outline a couple of these strategies in this video. Flipping items is extremely profitable, not something I personally find entertaining because it can be very boring to do. I personally love crafting for profit, and I have specific guides for these two linked in the descriptions below for your convenience, as mentioned before. The big tip here is something I am very bad at bothering with myself though, and that is the simple task of actually pricing your items. If you have an item for sale that is not priced, it is going to take a long time before someone even bothers to message you, if at all. And most cases, or more cases than not, when that person whispers you, it's a lowball offer because you don't have a price up. The person might think you're new to the game, whispers you with a lowball offer in the hopes of you selling it. However, if you then price your items, they will be whispered because people don't want to be discussing a price. They want to have it as an auction house experience where they go to the trade site, find the item for a price they want, they whisper you, they pay the price, they move on. Some people barter. I'm one of the guys that enjoys bartering, but I, like most other people, I don't really care to whisper people with an item that doesn't have it up for sale because I can't be asked to discuss it and the person's going to check the price and then we're going to have a discussion. It takes too long. So I'd rather whisper someone who has it up for sale for a price. And that's where this comes in. I've noticed it several times where I decide to bother checking one of my tabs that I have items for sale. I'm going to price all of these things. And more cases than not, more than half of those items are gone by the end of the day. So just price your items. And obviously, I do have a video showing how to price items, linked in the descriptions below as well, to make sure that you can check that out if you're not aware of how to do it. Next up is something a lot of people seems to be missing out on, and it's understanding the net value of your drops. And I personally end up having hundreds of sextants, thousands of jewelers and fuses and scarabs that I never end up using. And these are just a couple of many currency items in the game that you can easily just sell them off if you're not going to use them for chaos orbs, which is the most common currency used in trades, that and exalteds. So if you don't have any plans to using sextants, regrets, scarabs, essences, fossils, the whole list of these things, just sell them and enjoy the actual currency you can use for trades. This combined with efficient mapping will make you more currency than you know. There's so much value in these so-called scrap currencies that you don't really care about. I have an entire window filled with essences at the moment. I do plan on using some of them, but the ones I know I'm not going to use, I should price them, put them up for sale. I'm sure I have 10, maybe 50, maybe 20 exalts worth of currency of orbs that I will never use this entire league because I don't have any plans to do so. And I'm sure you have that as well. So check them out and get rid of the things you have no use for. It's very simple. Price them, sell them, profit. Easy. Another efficient way of making currency is services. And that's something I personally enjoy doing a lot because I love doing endgame bosses. And this topic will cover everything from selling corruption rooms from the Alva Temple, for example, to selling boss kill services, or even benchcraft services, which I've done quite a few because I have some of the endgame crafts like trigger weapon, previously can be changed, multi-craft, and these things, which are easily sold. And I get a couple of chaos here and there because I have the craft. Somebody whispers me, hey, do you have that craft? Because I posted it on PoEparty.com, which is a recent website which is solving the entire issue of the in-game public party, which is terrible. Something I do want to mention, though, before moving on with the service question here, or the service topic, is that in the past, this has been something that is easier to do as a content creator than the general community, mostly because of the advertisement of the service. I have a stream, I have a YouTube, people know about it, they see me having the services, they whisper me, and I'll be like, yeah, give me a couple chaos and I'll do it. That's easy money, right? And for the most people, they've only been able to use the in-game public service group to find people to do this. And this is absolutely terrible. In the past, for example, we had to spam trade chats to trade with each other. Luckily, PoE.trade was the website that emerged and completely made the trade chat spam obsolete. Now we have this website, which is rather new, called PoEparty.com, which is making the in-game public party completely obsolete, solving this issue for us. So now anyone can post this, and they actually are working very well against preventing scammers. And there's a vouching system. It's actually really good. It's definitely worth check out PoEparty.com. If you have any service you want to do, everything from selling services in terms of bosses to craft services to lab running, or if you're just looking for people to play with, if you're a support player like a Cursebot and Aurabot, you can find people to play with there as well, which is also another effective way to play the game with juiced up maps, which I'm not going to go into too much because that's more for the hardcore endgame players, and those type of players usually knows how to make currency themselves. So I'm going to try to cater this video to the people that I don't think knows all of these strategies to make currency. Other services, like I mentioned, includes running Isaros for labyrinths for like a small fee, for example, where you're farming it to get the enchant, some good bases to sell. You can literally just bring in a couple of people that pays maybe 5-6 chaos for you to run with them, and they get their labyrinth finished, and you get a couple of extra chaos for doing something you'd be doing anyways. So that's also another effective way to maximizing the profit of your time and trying to avoid wasting time in the game. Lastly, though, I will mention league-specific profit making, and this kind of fluctuates depending on the league, of course. And as we are currently in Heist League, I will use that as a reference point, but I will cover it kind of generically for future viewers, of course. So Heist League currently offers blueprints and contracts, which can be sold straight up as they are for a couple KRs here and there. And if you have, like a lot of people have because of the issues, 200, 300, 400 contracts, that's a lot of currency. Just sell them off and you have a lot of currency in your hand. Like I mentioned before, with selling off things that you're not going to use is part of this as well. If you don't like the Heist League mechanic, sell off the contracts and blueprints. It's piss easy. A lot of currency. You drop a lot of them. Same thing with the coins. And this has happened in pretty much every league. You're able to do this. For example, we have Legion, Delirium, Harvest. I'm sure I'm missing some that has splinters you could sell, or Breach, sorry, whereas Harvest had seeds you could sell. And these are very effective ways of selling it. You can just, if you get some Delirium fragments and you don't have any interest in running the simulacrums or 100% Delirium orbs, orbed map, just sell it. There's no reason for them to sit and rot in your stash, which is key to not letting things just go to waste. Just make it into currency that you can use to upgrade your build, craft something, have fun, rather than other things you can do in Heist. And then I want to mention this speedofpoe.com is the followers needs to level up, and this can actually be kind of not really cheated, but you can service run this by boosting other people and level other people's followers. Because if they don't have, let's say that my friend does not have a karst on level 5 lockpick. He has level 4 or level 3 even. But my karst level 5, and I have a couple of blueprints or contracts, or even the Grand Heist, the blueprints that karst is involved in with a high level of lockpicking, which gives more experience. You can actually have a friend or sell this. Have them join you when you're running it, because when you finish it, all participants will actually get experience for their own follower, even if it wasn't their run. So you can go in with someone who has a level 1 lockpicking karst in a contract that requires level 4 lockpicking, and that guy with level 1 lockpick karst would then get the full experience that you get from finishing a level 4 lockpick to that level 1 guy, and he's going to level pretty freaking fast doing that. So there's a couple of different ways that you can actually boost other people's followers' levels by, give them have them pay like a chaos or 2 or something per contract. Whatever floats their boat, and you can guarantee success or whatever. They can wait at the finish line and you go in and do it if they're not feeling comfortable with surviving it. So there's a lot of different ways to utilize services in game for profit making as well. And this can easily be advertised, like I mentioned before. Not being a content creator can easily be advertising this on PoEparty.com as well. I think that website is perfect for the community because it really separates the whole requirement of a content creator being the one running the services and making it an availability for the general community to make currency in such a way. I did promise that this was going to be a short video, so I'm going to call it there, simply. If you think I missed any simple tricks to make currency, let me know in the comments below to help other people watching this video. And, well, that's it. Hit the like button. Subscribe for more content. Until next time, Exiles, stay safe. Keep rocking.